Open Book Genesis 38 Douay Reims 1899 American edition. 1 At that time Judah went down from his brethren, and turned into a certain Adullamite, named Heres. 2 And Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite, named Sue, and he took her to wife, and went in unto her. 3 And she conceived, and bore a son, and called his name Her. 4 And conceiving again, she bore another, whom she called Onan. 5 She bore also a third, whom she called Selah. But when she had brought him forth, she ceased to bear any more. 6 And Judah took a wife for her his firstborn, named Thamar. 7 And Her, the firstborn of Judah, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and was slain by him. 8 Judah therefore said to Onan his son, Go into thy brother's wife, and marry her, that thou mayst raise up seed to thy brother. 9 But he, knowing that the children should not be his, when he went into his brother's wife, spilled his seed upon the ground, lest children should be born in his brother's name. 10 And therefore the Lord slew him, because he did a detestable thing. 11 Wherefore Judah said to Thamar his daughter-in-law, Remain a widow in thy father's house, till Selah my son grow up, for he was afraid lest he also should die like his brethren. And she returned, and dwelt in her father's house. 12 And many days being past, the daughter of Sue the wife of Judah died, and when he had taken comfort after his mourning, he went up to Timnath to the shearers of his sheep, he and Heres his friend the Adullamite. 13 And it was told Thamar that her father-in-law was come up to Timnath to shear his sheep. 14 And she put off the garments of her widowhood, and took a veil, and changing her dress, sat in the crossway, that leadeth to Timnath, forasmuch as Selah was grown up, and she was not given unto him to wife. 15 When Judah saw her, he thought she was a harlot, for she had covered her face. 16 And he went to her, and said, Suffer me to come into thee, for he knew her to be his daughter-in-law. And she answered, What wilt thou give me to enjoy my company? 17 He said, I will send thee a kid out of the flock. And she said, I will suffer it as thou wilt, if thou give me a pledge till thou send it. 18 Judah said to her, What wilt thou have for a pledge? She answered, Thy ring, and thy bracelet, and the staff which thou holdest in thy hand. The man therefore gave her the pledge, and went in unto her, and by one she conceived. 19 And she arose and went her way, and putting off the apparel which she had taken, put on the garments of her widowhood again. 20 And Judah sent a kid by his friend the Adullamite, that he might receive the pledge which he had given her, but he could not find her. 21 And he asked the men of that place, Where is the woman that sat in the crossway? And they answered, There was no harlot in this place. 22 And he returned to Judah, and said, I have not found her. Moreover the men of that place told me, that there was no harlot there. 23 And Judah said, Let her keep it to herself, seeing she hath imposed upon us. But let not the men of that place know that we sent the kid, and that we sought her, and could not find her. 24 And behold, after 3 months, they told Judah, saying, Thamar thy daughter-in-law hath played the harlot, and she appeareth to have a great belly by reason of fornication. And Judah said, Bring her forth that she may be burnt. 25 And when she was brought to the place of punishment, she sent to her father-in-law, saying, By the man whose these things are, have I conceived. Know whose ring, and bracelet, and staff this is. 26 But he acknowledging the gifts, said, She is more just than I, for I did not give her to Selah my son. And he knew her no more. 27 And when she was ready to be brought to bed, there appeared twins in her womb, and in the very delivery, one put forth his hand, and the midwife took and tied a scarlet thread on his hand, saying, This shall come forth first. 28 But he drawing back his hand, the other came out, and the woman said, Why is